So this is where your father lived. Are you still crying? If turning back the hands of time was not enough to save his life, you must accept what came to pass was fate. Control yourself. Though Gerald's death was at the hands of wicked ones, a fate is still a fate. Oh, your father said to look for something here. He must have been referring to whatever is behind that bookcase there. Your father's diary. Huh. His handwriting is prettier than his face would suggest. Well, well. These entries here are from before your birth. He seems to have been writing this for quite some time. Read that part there. Horsebow Moon, year 1159.
Day 20 of the Horsebow Moon. All is cloudy. I can't believe she's dead. Lady Rhea said she died during childbirth. But is that the truth? And still, the child she traded her life for doesn't make a sound. Didn't even cry at birth. Day 25 of the Horsebow Moon. It's raining. The baby doesn't laugh or cry. Not ever. Lady Rhea says not to worry about a baby that doesn't cry. It isn't natural. I had a doctor examine the child in secret. He said the pulse is normal, but there's no heartbeat. No heartbeat. Day 2 of the Wyvern Moon. Sunny. I feel I must take the child and leave. But the church is always watching us. I don't know what Lady Rhea has planned. I used to think the world of Lady Rhea. Now I'm terrified of her. Day 8 of the Wyvern Moon. More rain. I used the fire that broke out last night to fake the child's death. Lady Rhea is in a state over the news, but I can't change what I've done. I've got to take the child and leave.
Well now, that baby must be you. That means... Someone is approaching us.
There you are. Lady Rhea is looking for you, Professor. And after your audience, why don't you join me at the dining hall? You haven't eaten since it happened, have you? Forgive me. I suppose it's too soon to try and coax you back into the normal swing of things. As for what happened to Gerald, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't do anything to stop it. Stay here until you've found some peace. I'll cover for you with Lady Rhea and everyone else. We'll be waiting for you whenever you're ready to return to us. I don't believe it's a sign of strength to just keep moving forward no matter what. Taking the time to grieve for those we've lost, there's strength in that too. That's what I think anyway. That said, it's also important to remember that no matter how sad you are, eventually your tears will dry up. That's when you have to figure out what it is you're living for. Then you can cling to that with all your might and start moving forward again. 4 years ago in Dusker, I experienced the same pain you're feeling now. My father was the strongest man I knew, someone I loved and admired deeply. That day, he was killed before my eyes. His head severed clean off. My stepmother, the kindest person I had ever known, left me behind and disappeared into the infernal flames. Everyone who I considered precious, my family and my closest friends, I couldn't save any of them, not a single one. Now, the burden of the work they left behind falls on me. I must ensure they have no regrets. That's my duty as the sole survivor of the tragedy. It's a heavy burden, but accepting it gave me the strength to pick myself up off the ground and start moving again. start living again. Gerald is gone. So what will you do now, Professor? What must you do? Look deep in your heart, and I'm certain you'll find the answer there. Indelible and inescapable. I've probably bothered you enough for today, but I have just one more thought to leave you with. Even now, Seth is gathering the knights to begin a full-scale search for the enemy. It may not be right away, but before long they will find their trail. No matter what happens or what anyone may say, know that I plan to stand by you, Professor. Through anything. Until the bitter end.
Well, did you search deep within yourself as he suggested? And did you find yourself some answers? This book is filled with secrets yet unknown. We must return another time to read the rest. Oh, but I have at least figured one thing out. I know now why our fates are intertwined.
Professor, I have been waiting for you. I am filled with grief at the loss of our most celebrated knight. Gerald was an ally of many years, and also a dear friend. He fell in love with one of the nuns here at Garrigmach. Their love produced a child, whom she died giving birth to. It was her decision. She weighed her own life against that of her child's and, in the end, implored me to save the child. Your father never truly accepted that decision. He took the child, took you, and disappeared without warning. Your mother, she was my...
Sorry for the interruption, Lady Rhea. There's something you must hear immediately. A report from the knights patrolling the area.
Very well. Professor, you are dismissed for the day. Please rest and focus only on mending your heart. Understood?
If only it was that easy.
Mm-hmm.
Part 1. White Clouds. Guardian Moon. Where the goddess dwells.
And even now, his voice still narrates.
Mm-hmm.
Nice touch.
Long ago, the guardian Seros made an appearance during this moon. She had been summoned by the goddess, whose soul was suffering as the flames of war raged across Fodlan. Some believe that high in the sky above Seros, the Immaculate One's mighty wings are what powered the strong winds carrying the Guardian and her forces into battle.
$5,000 gold, but somehow it doesn't make things easier.
What are you doing at this hour? Oh, I know. You are eavesdropping. I must admit that I approve.
Professor, we must remain quiet.
I see. The Flame Emperor and Monica. And the mage who rescued Monica.
I don't know, but if we keep listening, we might be able to find out.
An unexpected chance to hear their plans. Patience, patience.
Oh, thank you. You saved me.
If you were to die, then the mystery of our bodies would be revealed. Preventing that was my only aim. I'm afraid you must remain, Kronya. There is something I need you to do.
Oh, of course. I am always happy to cooperate with Solon. Leave it to me.
How annoying.
Flame Emperor, is she offending you? Unfortunately, we cannot take our eyes off her, so there is nothing to be done. You are our greatest creation. We use the defiled beast's blood as the fuel to your flame, that you may burn even the gods. Now is the time to cleanse Fodlan with that power and bring forth our salvation.
There will be no salvation for you and your kind. Those responsible for such gruesome deeds in Dusker and Enmar.
All so that you may acquire the strength you need, all for a purpose.
I've got you. Finally. If we don't act now, we'll miss our chance.
Even if someone has overheard us, there is nothing they can do. There have always been rats in the walls, and there always will be.
No. The dagger. No, never mind. It couldn't possibly be so. Professor, those are the ones we must destroy. They're the bastards who killed my family, and Gerald. For now, let's return to the monastery and regroup. As for the Flame Emperor's dagger, I'll hold on to it for the time being.
It's Ingrid's birthday. So, what do you think?
Just give her flowers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nano, guys. Even the screen is different. Welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses. In the last episode, we went to the old church to save students, but we couldn't save everything. Gerald died because of Monica's betrayal, and from what we just saw, who knows what she is. But we've lost, and I guess we just got to do what we can. So, shall we explore? Hopefully interacting with students makes things a little bit better. Sophis, what do you got to say?
If you must weep, then weep. I shall be here for you. Well, it would be ridiculous to not feel anything after something like that. Go on and let it out. I am here.
The sassy Sophis is now just like this.
I'm glad it's not playing the happy monastery music.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. And now further to make things just a little bit easier for you, if you want to talk to students or give them gifts, I can understand that. Man, things are heavy. Absolutely heavy. Granted, I wish the NPCs would shut the hell up so you could let the tension sink in. But man, we have a lot to think about. I'm gonna say right now, is Dimitri thinking the Flame Emperor is somehow Edelgard?
That's what I'm wondering.
Because he mentioned the dagger, Edelgard. I gave Edelgard a dagger when we were kids. A dagger was dropped. You do the you connect the dots. It's awkward. I guess we can talk to Ingrid and see how she feels.
I'm so sorry. I never quite know what to say at times like these. Just don't push yourself too hard too soon. It's okay to allow yourself to be sad right now. Losing someone dear to you. Well, each loss is unique, but it's a feeling I know very well. That said, Professor,
It's alright. I think at this point words don't really need to be said. But here's the thing I'm wondering.
No.
Oh, let's talk to you, fan favorites.
Professor.
Why not?
Thank you for all you have done for us. Nothing to report today.
Even just like this guy was originally meant to be a bog standard NPC, but it's 9S's voice acting, which really makes it shine through. Even the most subtle things, I can really appreciate it. So, I guess we just talk to whoever we can.
The other night, I had the honor of sharing a drink with Gerald. He was pretty tactless, honestly. He could be blunt at times, but he always looked like such a proud, happy father whenever he spoke of you.
I think what we'll do for the most part in this episode, guys, we're just gonna go around the monastery, talk to who we want, and if something comes up, we'll let you know. We can just enjoy the somber atmosphere, unless there's something you want to add from what's happened.
No, to be honest, it's just so heavy. Don't have much to say, just taking it all in.
Yeah. Because in all honesty, like, what do we make of this now? The fact that Gerald kept a journal secret, and with what Rhea, you know, and whatnot. I'll keep my
just the other day.
I'll keep my judgments to myself until things happen.
Why? Why did he have to go and die? It's too awful. He didn't deserve it.
Even unnamed NPCs are talking about it.
And you could just have generic lines and generic voice acting, but no, this game went an extra mile. And I can appreciate it now.
Do you have time for a request?
Probably not, but I guess we don't have any choice at this point. I mean, let's be honest, we haven't really been going out and doing the battle side quests, but you know.
I'm sure you will pull through this because you're so strong, Professor. Best to stay calm during such tumultuous and upsetting times. We don't know the nature of our enemies. If we underestimate them, anything could happen. I agree they must be defeated, but I also feel we must approach this with prudence.
Does it give us an option to recruit any of them, I guess?
I'm sure.
Well, we can, but it's up to you, really. This is just it's gonna be a chilled episode. And just taking the feels. So, I guess if you want somber lightless, I guess you've got it.
I haven't lost a parent yet, so I can't even begin to understand how you must be feeling. But even while you're standing still, the world keeps on moving. I always find that oddly comforting.
You want to talk about Gerald being tactless? Well, let's check how our party feels.
Dark expressions don't suit you, Professor. But I'm glad to see you out in the world again. It seems this month will be a quiet one around here. There aren't many knights around to liven things up.
Most of the knights are gone, seeking out the enemy.
Isn't that a bit much? I agree it's important, but is it a good idea to neglect the safety of the monastery?
What do you think, Professor? I agree. We can send some knights after our enemies, but so many? It makes the church seem reckless.
Professor? Do you think we'll still be able to graduate? If dangerous things keep happening around here? Who even knows? I'm worried. I hope that all the students and professors will be there to celebrate at the graduation ceremony.
I hate you. You brick. I want people in our house, Brick. Definitely don't want you. like how there's no one here in the Black Eagles. When, if you really think about it, it was really one of their own that did this. But what can you do?
There is no one here who has not heard tales of Gerald's valor. We have suffered a most dear loss. I do not know what the enemy's aim was, but I do know this. After what they have done, we cannot suffer them to live. If there is anything I can do to ensure that justice is brought swiftly, you need only give the word.
Everyone's coming together. I
I'll
kinda
say
like
a
it.
prayer for Gerald's soul. There's not much else I can do. Professor, it seems like you're holding up okay, but I'm worried about Leonie. She really loved Gerald. I hope she can bounce back.
Yeah, that's a point. How's she feel about all this? Man, when really to get down to it, there's a lot of people who knew Gerald quite well, not just us. So it creates a sense of loss for everyone.
I've sung lyrics lamenting death many times on stage, but when something like this happens in real life, I'm lost. I don't know what to say, but I do know this much. Sir Gerald must have been very proud to have you as his child.
Small point I like to make note of that this is all happening. You know, stories are coming to light. Gerald's journal being revealed. It's like the old saying goes, you really don't know what you have until it's gone. So I can definitely heavily respect that.
Captain Gerald's gone. He's gone. They only just reunited. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sure this is even harder on you. But I just can't. I can't believe.
Now, for me, I'm sure there's people who might watch this episode and think, well, you can just recruit and you can, you know, go about your daily business. But really, I feel like it'd be in bad taste.
Yeah, that's why I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. I mean, we can probably do some professor points, you know, and do whatever we can. But in terms of, like, recruiting people, on this particular day, at the very least, I don't think anyone can really take Joe's place. So, I'm personally not willing to, you know, try and feign it. So, again, we'll just continue on rolling and just see and hear everyone's opinion on Gerald. I think he'd like that.
Professor? What happened to Gerald? It's terrible. If there's anything I can do, simply ask. Even if what you desire is revenge, I'll gladly lend you my power. We can't let them get away with this.
Well, have you got the memo that it was one of yours that did it? Might want to give us a bit of a heads up or a bit of insight on what she was like. That's a bit of an oversight, I feel, but, you know, that's just me.
Professor, please lend us your ears. Ferdinand is saying impossible things.
I do not see what is impossible about it. All I said was that if you want to go back to Brigid, you probably can. You are the Empire's guest, so to speak. They cannot afford for something bad to happen to you. There would be a diplomatic incident. Someone close to us has turned up dead. So one could argue that you are not safe here anymore.
I am not returning to home until I have grabbed my goal. I will not be listening to the words of Ferdinand.
No, look, I did not mean to pressure you. Apologies for the misunderstanding.
I kind of agree. That's kind of tactless on Ferdinand's part.
I'm so glad you're okay, Professor. I was so worried.
Oh, Professor, you must be starving.
Mercy and I made some sweets for you. We were thinking that if you were to eat something sweet, it might help you feel better.
Baking sweets is my specialty. I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Wish we'd actually got some.
Mm-hmm.
But hey,
Really?
Oh, Goddess, hear my prayer. Please receive this beloved person. When the cold rain washes the body, when the bird and wolf announce the dawn, receive them into your blue blood. Receive them into a twinkling star. That's a morning scripture from the Church of Saros. Lady Rhea taught it to me. I pray that Geralt is happy in the next world.
might be your fault done that right now, kid, but right now we don't really know who to trust.
Mm-hmm. Don't even know if we should trust Rhea.
Yeah, Monica, obviously not. The safety of the monastery, who bloody knows?
Not just Tomas, but Monica, too. We can't be sure who to trust anymore, can we?
As you were
Who
just
are these
saying.
people really? What do they want?
And the fact that Gerald didn't trust Rhea so much that he had to start a fire and fake our death. Especially from stories on how close they were at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you wonder.
I'm scared. I feel that I don't understand the world. How could something like that happen to Gerald? He was so strong. You're inspiring, Professor. I'll do my best.
Now here's where things get a little bit heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Professor, how are you holding up? I know how heavily grief weighs upon one's heart. I lost my mother some time ago. It was, forgive me, my moment of weakness. Even all these years later, I cannot recall that time without feeling the pain, as if it were brand new. Just know that I am praying for your mind and your heart to find peace.
First Tomas, and now Monica. I do have a theory, though I admit it is nothing more than speculation. Both Tomas and Monica have each gone missing at one time or another. It was reported that when Monica returned from her disappearance, she began to act like a completely different person. As if, perhaps, the real Monica had been killed and replaced by an imposter. Thinking of it like that, it is possible that this Solon had been impersonating Tomas for some time. How they managed such a convincing change of appearance, though, I still do not understand.
I like to boil it down as magic.
Mm-hmm.
In this kind of world, I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. I feel like that does need to be, you know, discussed. Well, there's Sophus here.
Oh, is something hiding just behind that book?
Oh.
That ring! I have seen it before. Ah, I know. Gerald showed that ring to you beside a grave. Do you recall? He said he wished for you to have that ring one day. That means it's yours. He also said that you should gift that ring to someone special.
I don't feel like we should be talking about that yet. Just gonna give you a brief heads up there, guys.
You've lost someone very dear to you. I'm so... You have my sympathy. Manuela and I can take on some of your workload this month. We can't do all the teaching, but at least we can lighten the load for you. I've always seen strength in your eyes. I know you'll recover. You're a very strong person.
I have something rather uncomfortable to discuss. It's about the weapon that killed Gerald. Will you listen?
Well, this is a good time of the month if I've ever heard it.
It was a dagger, but I know enough to know it wasn't an ordinary dagger. It wasn't made of iron or steel because, well, because whatever it was, the wound it left wasn't normal. Who could make a blade like that, do you figure?
Well, if you would tell us what kind of blade it was, that'd be helpful. Don't see the need to keep things vague. Does Manuela have other things to say? Because she still has the speech bubble up there.
Really?
Odd.
I wonder who they were.
Great conversation.
You have lost your father. Now more than ever, do I understand how very lucky I am that you were able to save me. Professor, I deeply appreciate what you have done. Thank you. If there is anything at all I can do in return, please tell me, okay?
What have you got? What have you got?
I've never been much for condolences.
Wow. Wow. I know you're made of God, but give me a break. A few more people to talk to, so let's do just that.
I'm not even close to being strong enough. I mean, Gerald was so much stronger than me, but even he... That's enough. I can't dwell on the past. There's no way to know what my future holds, but I do know one thing. Whatever happens, I have to make my own way in this world. I have to keep pushing so I can grow even stronger.
You gotta keep yourself active during tough times, Professor. Even if it seems impossible. That's how I got through it when I lost my parents. If you need help with anything, just come and see me. Eating and training are my specialties.
Even the big lug gives
Professor.
a bit.
Professor, welcome back. We all were... You've been on our minds. Know that your enemies are my enemies. I will do all I can to help you find justice. There is no one else I can. My strength is yours alone. I will fight as you command. I will kill anyone, should you ask it of me.
Alright, mate, calm down. People are starting to lose their heads a little bit. As are we, unfortunately.
Professor, I brought some flowers for Gerald. It's the least I can do. Sometimes I feel like all I do is run away. Anyway, I'll go lay them out.
Even brings out the quietest people.
I slipped quietly into the vault and rummaged about, looking for anything we might find useful. There is a group of people who want to kill us, after all. What? This is no time for asking permission. I learned long ago that one can ask permission or forgiveness. It is rarely useful to request the former. Still, it appears the knights have already taken everything useful. There were crest-related objects I thought might be worth studying, so... There you go again with that stern look. Of course I'll put them back when I'm done. assuming they bear no additional use.
And even the lazy ones come out.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess that's all we can do.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, where you are right now. Is there one for him somewhere? There's an arrow right there. Yep, sure enough. How old was he? Was he 60?
I think the first one's our mother.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Well, it's a nice send that they put this here. But I think with that, guys, it's been a somber episode in which it's been a nice piece of reflection. I apologize if it hasn't been very content heavy and not our typical content, but we want to take the moment to let the game speak for itself with this somber atmosphere. We feel like we owe it to them. But we've all got to move on. We've all got to live life. I'm sure that's what Gerald would have wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, guys, if you like this video, you know what to do, and vice versa. So, thank you all for watching, and in the next episode, we'll try and get our lives back on track, and move forward. We'll see you next time, guys.